K-pop, K-drama, K-food, and now K-reality shows. Physical 100 has stolen the hearts of the global audience on Netflix, topping Netflix's non-English show chart. Now, the show brings together 100 of the most athletic people here in the country and shows them competing in physical challenges. Now, what makes the series so special? For more, let's turn to Mr. Stanley Thangaraj from Stonehill College. Welcome to the program.
Oh, thank you. I'm really honored to be here and to share space with you. Thank you.
Great to have you. First off, what made or still makes Physical 100 stand out from other reality shows? Because there's plenty. And despite it being entirely in the language Korean, is it because it's more vibrant and active visual or interesting storyline? What do you think?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think the show has had broader appeal than other shows that have actually come out of Asia. There are other strength shows and shows that feature athletic ability. And we know like professional sports is growing all over the world, and that showcases strength and power. But we have to think about how these shows elsewhere have opened up the market in the U.S. for Physical 100. For one, we have American Ninja Warrior. And then, we have the ways in which that has already brought in martial arts and other things into thinking about, Asian popular culture. But unlike Korean soap operas that draw great interest from the Korean diaspora in the U.S., Physical 100 is very different than the soap operas because it has a much larger global audience. And it stands out because of the introduction of difficult, bizarre, and compelling competitions. It puts on a show so many different types of bodies and so many different types of abilities. And there is a demand to be well-rounded and brings us back to the people who are in incredible shape, but also look like us. They're not 7 feet tall. They're not over 300 pounds of muscle.
Right.
They show us that there's no single way to win and keeps us really captivated.
So it does sound like Physical 100 has paved the way for K-reality shows, right? Now, what do you think the future holds for K-reality programs then?
Yeah, I'm not sure that Physical 100 has paved new ways for, the K-reality shows. I think it is really important to look at what Physical 100 made possible, and that is a growing, expanding audience. What we have with the popularity of Physical 100 is a long history and connections across various platforms. We must not forget that the growing popularity of American Ninja Warrior and his, consumer base, but that this has already been possible because there's other Korean entertainment that is now really in demand in the U.S. Like we see the ways in which K-pop is so important in American popular culture. In K-pop, with its incredible music scenes, its productions of characters, moves, and bodily comportment is quickly changing American popular culture and the U.S. music scene. So K-pop's popularity in the U.S. also makes possible the interest in Physical 100, and thus the long historical stereotype of Asians as not strong enough has now been challenged by Physical 100. And what it's done is allow us to have a global desire for Asian abilities and Asian bodies, and this is possible because of the ways in which K-pop has also entered the American music scene.
Right. Then what do you think Korean-produced reality shows like Physical 100 need to do in order to attract more global viewers? I mean, it looks like America, we've got the hearts of America, many Asian countries, but what are we doing well, and also what can we do better?
Yeah, so I think Physical 100 has great storylines about individual competitors that is allowed to expand to talking about various groups and alliances on the show. And I think these types of intricacies and intimacies are really important. And it's really good at producing successful storylines that are humanizing and give us a bit more general information about the human condition, told through Korean, storylines and through a very strong Korean contingent. So what we have here is that just like K-pop, which has taken quite a long time to infiltrate the global market, we have a rise. And just like K-pop's rise, where it really took the heart of Asia and the way in which Asian beauty and beauty in general in the globe is now dictated through the Korean marketplace and Korean standards, I think Physical 100 is setting the stage for us to slowly enter the global marketplace. And I think it can do that while, bringing in elements that are common across the global marketplace, like, sport, issues of strength, issues, matters of agility, but also bringing in something particularly Korean. And the Korean storylines now are made in such a way that it appeals to a broader general audience. And as we go further into other shows, I think bringing it back into more specific Korean stories and Korean histories will also really bring Korean TV to a much larger global marketplace.
Right, but after all, for consumers and viewers, just like us, it's never bad to have options, whether K-reality shows or on food or anything.
Absolutely, and I think this is a really important starting point that will open up space through Physical 100 for a global audience to engage with Korean sports, Korean leisure, and Korean practices of game and joy, right? And I think it gives us a way to imagine the excellence happening with sport and ability in Korea that we have not seen before. So I think this is probably one of the most important windows, other than the World Cup that was held in Korea, to really give us a chance to see, Korean excellence in something other than golf and in, Physical 100.
Right. All right. Thank you so much for your insight this morning and evening for you.
Yeah, thank you very, very much for having me here, and have a great day.
You too.